Right now, they're all tapped out of the money, but they are working with the city of Detroit to reinstate this program in the very near future. For MoneyWorks, I'm Dave Spencer.
The Edge at 11 starts now.
Tonight on The Edge, a young girl raped in Eastpointe. The suspect, a convicted pedophile. He's now in custody in another state, but there's fear there could be more victims out there. And Fox News' Jessica Dupnack is live tonight with the very latest. And to think a 12-year-old this happened just in the middle of the day, it is tough to even imagine.
Scary in her own neighborhood. Now, we want to be clear, this is a convicted pedophile we're talking about. He's actively on the sex offender registry. Hats off to Eastpointe Police, the U.S. Marshals, and police in New York State for helping get this guy within 24 hours of this alleged incident. But they really couldn't have done it without that brave 12-year-old girl going to police, telling her story, and being an amazing witness in all of this.
I'm that type of person that I could pick up vibes, and I always felt a negative vibe from that house.
The overgrown Eastpointe house sits across from neighbor Bill Mason. It's where police busted in the door this week, hoping to find the 52-year-old registered sex offender who lives there.
Next thing I know, they had that big old battering ram, and bam.
And they were going through his trash and
everything.
All that. On Monday, he's accused of snatching a 12-year-old girl up who lives in the neighborhood and then raping her. During the search warrant, investigators discovered so-called trophies from other potential victims.
I can just say that there were other garments that were located that possibly belonged to other young people.
Eastpointe police say it appears the suspect was tipped off and fled to New York State. Within 24 hours of that alleged crime, the U.S. Marshals arrested him during a traffic stop. He's expected to face a list of charges once he's extradited back to Eastpointe.
Eastpointe built a brand new jail, and I don't think it'll take too much time to fill it up.
And now that man is currently in custody in New York. He is expected to be extradited. That process can take about 30 days, and he will come back here to Eastpointe. I have requested that Chief Corey Haynes, who you heard from in this story, let us know immediately, because there's a lot of folks out there that want to see this face, hear his name, and that is part of the concern here tonight, is there's possibly more victims out there. Reporting live in Eastpointe, Jessica Dupnack on The Edge.
Yeah, I mean, just a lack of regard. I mean, for him to just snatch her, to allegedly sexually assault her, and then just let her go. Just a pattern that may seem like there had to be more victims out there, and hopefully they will come forward.
And that's it. And neighbors around here were saying that there were little girls sort of around his house interacting with him for the last months, even year that he's been here. So there is a concern that there's victims right in this neighborhood.
All right. Well, hopefully we'll learn more in the days to come. Thanks, Jessica. Well, one ICE detainee is dead. 2 others are in critical condition following a shooting in Dallas. Now the Department of Homeland Security is taking action.
Expect increased security at detention centers across America. The suspected gunman turned the weapon on himself. The victims were in a transport van at the time. They're not being identified. The suspect was a 29-year-old man. Near his body, officers found bullet casings with anti-ICE messages written on them.
So you're going to see an increased patrol presence, security cameras, talking to them. Also proactively, I did reach out to my ICE partners. What are they doing about it? And it's my understanding really nationwide because of these attacks, they're increasing their security presence.
No officers were hurt in the Dallas shooting. A massive search on Lake Orion after reports of a drowning there. Skyfox over the scene late this afternoon. Lake Orion police and the Oakland County Sheriff's Office responding to a possible drowning at Greens Park. But an extensive search of that area of that lake came up empty. Police say no victim was located and no missing person report has been filed. Taking out to Utica, a man there now charged with murdering his estranged wife.
25-year-old Sidney Davis Jr. is being held without bond. Last Sunday, investigators say he stabbed 23-year-old Stella Davis to death at a Meyer gas station on Hall Road in Shelby Township. Police caught up with him in Armada Township. They were at the gas station for a child custody handoff. Their 1-year-old son was in the car in the parking lot at the time.
Every time she walked into a room, she lit it up. Every time she smiled, it was so contagious, you would start smiling. And she was just the best person you ever came across.
There was nothing in this world that was off limits to her in taking care of her son. There was everybody right behind her. Everybody loves her son. He is such a beautiful little boy, and my nephew will grow up to remember how beautiful and how much his mother loved him.
Stella Davis had filed for divorce.
3 years probation for a Dearborn man that helped traffic a Brazilian woman who was found dead. Investigators say Farid Hazar was the last one seen with Suzanne Ferrari, who prosecutors say he paid for sex last summer. Her body was later found alongside Earhart Road in Washtenaw County. Hajar pleaded guilty to human trafficking charges earlier this month. He's also on probation for another charge of mutilating and concealing a body in connection with Ferrari's death. As part of a plea deal, he'll also have to go through sexual violence prevention training.
Well, Bloomfield Township police believe a driver may have had a medical emergency before he died in a crash. It happened this morning on Telegraph near Hickory Grove. Officers say the Detroit man in his 70s was driving erratically right in front of the police station. He then bounced off the curb, kept going, and hit several vehicles before he crashed in the back of a box truck. He died at the scene. Nobody else was hurt. Telegraph is back open tonight.
GM extending the closure of a building at its tech center in Warren. This comes after tests confirmed Legionella bacteria was present. The automaker closed the Cole Engineering Center earlier this month after 2 employees tested positive for Legionnaire's disease. Symptoms include coughing, fever, headaches, muscle aches, and shortness of breath. GM says the building will remain closed for the rest of the week. Howell Township rejecting a proposal to become home to the largest data center in Michigan.
The Planning Commission voted unanimously to deny the plan last night. An unnamed tech company had requested approval for a $1 billion investment to transform 1,000 of those acres of farmland near Grand River and Fleming Road into the tech facility. It would have become a hub for artificial intelligence. Hundreds of residents showed up to voice their concerns during last night's Planning Commission meeting, a meeting which lasted more than 7 hours. The Township Board will have the final say on the project. Well, turning to weather, we had a little bit of everything today, starting off with some rain and then sun and then more rain rolling in this evening.
And there could be more rain as we head into tomorrow. Weather Authority Rich Luderman gives us a look. Hey, Rich.
Rup and Taryn, this is what we've been talking about for the last few days. It's an unsettled pattern. We haven't seen all-day rains, but the showers come and go. Certainly this morning, we had some heavy rain close to Milan, south of Ann Arbor, also through Monroe County. Parts of Wayne County had some brief heavy downpours, and you can see this unsettled pattern centers on one low pressure area here, and then there's another low pressure just to our north. So all of this is moving off to the east. So by tomorrow night, it's all out of here, and that means an improving forecast Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. We have another long, dry stretch. Right now, most of the steadier rains are east of us on that stretch between Lake St. Clair and Hamilton, Ontario, close to London as well. You can see drying out nicely around Pontiac, Ann Arbor, Jackson. There's Flint and Lansing, but there is some shower activity east of Port Huron and Sarnia, also east of Lake St. Clair. I want to show you this footprint of heavy rain this morning. You can see that bullseye just south of Ann Arbor. Some spots better than 1.5 inches of rain. Also, some heavy rain there around Kingsville and Leamington, Ontario. How about the highs today? We did get splashes of sunshine. It did push us up to 73, 64 for a high in Escanaba. The numbers at the airport for today, 73 and 65. Here's the interesting number, almost 1 inch of rain at Metro Airport, and that pushes us closer to those average levels. Even though we've been dealing with some dry weather the last 4 to 6 weeks, we are not all that far below our normal levels for the end of September. Right now, most of us in the lower 60s. It's still kind of clammy out there because we have dew points in the lower 60s. There's a cool spot for you, Marquette 52. Low pressure gets out of here tomorrow night, replaced by high pressure. This gives us that long, dry stretch, and you'll see it in the 7-day. Perhaps a stray shower tonight and again tomorrow. Most of the time it will be rain-free, and then it's looking good. Friday, Saturday, there's Sunday. The Lions game at 1 o'clock. 82 degrees. Remember, always get the latest forecast. Check the numbers. It's there for you on the Fox 2 Weather app. You can download it right now or anytime for free in the App Store or in Google Play. Taryn, we'll see you at 4 a.m.
All right, thanks, Rich. Still ahead, the White House taking a shot at former President Biden. The all-new Presidential Walk of Fame at the White House not giving Biden the same treatment as other presidents. More on the controversy next.